Hello and welcome everyone to this Warcraft replay. I do apologize for not uploading Warcraft in the past few days. Whoopsies. Don't really have much to say for myself. So yeah, let's just forget about that and just enjoy the game. This is going to be an undead mirror matchup. This is still from the WEL 2013 Korean qualifiers, Group A, which was finished like a week ago. So yeah, this is a relatively old set of replays. But I started casting on it, so might as well just finish it. I might even head on to Group B, as there's only like 3 replays available, as no one bothered to upload the full bracket for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that did happen, so that is unfortunate, but oh well. In the bottom right we have AnubArack, who won his game against Music, spawning as the red undead player in the bottom right, and his opponent is going to be another undead player colored gray. It is going to be Lucifer in the top left. Undead mirror matchup, like I said before, so yeah. I mean, I would generally say that this is probably the most rarest matchup ever, but surprisingly enough we have been seeing quite a few undead mirror matches, especially last month. I mean, Zotac was pretty much one of the starters in that. I believe we had an undead mirror matchup in the Zotac finals. Lucifer was one of the players, and I believe the second one was who was it? Ted, I think. I believe it was Ted, yeah. And then that started off with plenty of other things like Pain versus HLA, I think. Seshi versus, I forgot, Rain, I think. Raining. Either way, it's going to be a double death knight for the game, and we do have the Rod Necromancy for both players. AnubArack is actually chasing that death knight with his own. Not sure if that's actually a wise decision to actually use that Rod Necromancy for that kind of purpose. He is going to steal that pig's corpse, deal some damage to that death knight, but overall not much damage is being dealt for both players. Obviously Lucifer can't deal any damage without any skeletons, but at the same time AnubArack is not doing damage himself. There we go with his skeletons, but Lucifer needs to be careful. He does have the disadvantage with the numbers of skeletons he has, but I'm pretty sure he can control them well enough. Tier 2 is coming in for both players. We do have a graveyard completed for both players as well, so we will most likely transition into Crypt Fiends, and yes, we have the first set of Crypt Fiends for both players coming out very soon. Now both DKs do not have their first bit of experience, but they will go with the AnubArack picking up his first skeleton, and that is hopefully gonna bring him closer to level 2, which is going to take a while. We have the first Crypt Fiend out, and we will probably be pulling a creep camp very soon, or something. Dunno. Either way, Nerubian Tower, one on each map, or not each map, each player's base. So yeah, they do not want any skeletons slipping through and going after those acolytes. There we go with that Crypt Fiend actually engaging, and Lucifer is going to start fighting that Death Knight. Lucifer's one did take a bit of punishment earlier, so obviously at a disadvantage. It did lose himself another skeleton, so that is, this experience is accumulating.
A player's forces are under
I believe
attack.
tier 2 will be completed for Lucifer before his opponent. We do have that third Ziggurat out, so we will probably get ourselves a I'm imagining a Lich before tier 3, but not, dunno. I mean, he has enough resources and he's going to jump to tier 3. Okay, Lucifer obviously wants that take advantage. Maybe those destroyers to pretty much counteract those crypt fiends, and yes, we also have a tier 3 coming in from AnubArack as well. There we go with Lucifer. I believe that, no, he got, where did he get that experience from? Not sure. Maybe it was a null camp or somewhere. Probably this green creep camp. Was it him? Not sure. Either way, constant fighting going on. 3 crypt fiends versus 2 crypt fiends. AnubArack could have possibly lost himself a crypt fiend when I was not looking, so that might have been a possibility, and now Lucifer has the crypt fiend numbers here. And I can't tell if AnubArack wants to actually engage. Is going to lose himself that skeleton. Lucifer still kind of low on that DK. Needs to be a little careful there. Sort of house for both players. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. We are going to start seeing that Lich being produced for AnubArack, but Lucifer is going to hold on. Did he start his tier 3 before? No, he started his tier 3 after, but I guess the Lich timing just was different. Okay, 4 crypt fiends versus 3. AnubArack, not sure if he should be engaging right here. I believe he does have a death coil right there. We'll be healing, both players will be healing their respective crypt fiends, and here we go with Lucifer's 5th joining in on the fray. Another death coil healing up that crypt fiend, and we're gonna have that Lich come out very soon.
A player's forces are under attack.
All this green blood, and I can't imagine that more than one crypt fiend would have been taken out when I was not looking. The Lich is going to be popping out. Is going to wait for that extra second for the Orb of Corruption, and we have a statue moving on out as well. Lucifer also has himself that Lich and is waiting on the gold for that Orb of Corruption. Not sure if he has a statue. I believe, yeah, it just moved out. And here we go right now. So AnubArack is going to catch back up by creeping this orange creep camp, and same thing is going on for Lucifer. He is going after this particular orange creep camp. Not going to get himself a mercenary just quite yet, but is going to pick up a Scroll of the Beast and a Cloak of Shadows. So that Cloak of Shadows possibly is going to be sold, and the Scroll of the Beast I can imagine is going to be an absolutely game changer. We do have the Dark Ranger out for AnubArack, and there we go with the Scroll of the Beast. 25% attack damage for those crypt fiends, but the DK, whoa, being taken out at level 2 is going to be a big factor in this fight, as no more healing is going to be available for Lucifer. One crypt fiend going to be taken down, but AnubArack also lost himself that crypt fiend. That is going to be his what was that, second only crypt fiend. Dark Ritual has been trained up and was able to deny that crypt fiend, so very nicely done right there. Unfortunate that the DK was quickly bursted down by Nova, Frost Nova, and obviously the TP scroll could have been used right there, but was not. Either way, I have yet to know or identify which ability the Dark Ranger has. I didn't hear her cast Silence, and there's no Dark Minions, so I'm pretty sure Silence has been trained up. Either way, this creep camp is going to be cleared out. Lich did pick himself a +6 agility item, the Boots of Quel'Tha Lost, so that is going to be additional attack speed and quite a bit of armor. I believe it's 2. Should be 2 armor. Yeah, should be 2 armor, but apparently it's 1.8. Oh no. No, never mind. completely forgot. Wait, actually, doesn't really matter. Okay, AnubArack looks like he has a very beefy army compared to his opponent. I mean, Lucifer does have a lot of crit fiends, but that abomination is going to pose some problems, if not any. We also have a second abomination out as well, so this is a lot of beef for AnubArack. Sacrificial Skull is going to be placed down. Not sure if Lucifer is going to go for the same route. He is currently 50 over 50, so we can't spare any supply for any shades. And AnubArack is going to take this creep camp right over here. +6 claws on that DK, and it's going to give it to that Lich. Rune Braces were also picked up from another orange creep camp, I believe. Possibly this one. And here with this fight, Silence has been casted on top of AnubArack's own army, and there with the Nova on that abomination. Nova still at level 1. No, it's at level 2. Wow. Did not notice that, but Lucifer loses a DK a second time, yet again at level 2. Lich is going to be quickly focused, but will be able to use its vulnerability potion. And costly mistakes from Lucifer. AnubArack is going to be chasing his opponent away. Wow. DK has been Tavern revived, but that is a ton of resources just spent on that DK alone. The first revival as well as the Tavern revival, which is even more costly. There we were with the abomination being taken down. This Crypt Fiend, will it be Death Quill? No, as the DK still has no mana yet. And there with the silence on that DK, but only for a moment. Another Crypt Fiend is going to be taken down for Lucifer, but Lucifer's Crypt Fiends are quickly outnumbering his opponents. Right now it's just AnubArack's heroes. So even though Lucifer did lose that DK a second time, there's practically no army for AnubArack, and there we go. AnubArack will lose that Dark Ranger, and he probably will not be able to save that Lich. No, he will, as he did get that TP scroll on him, and AnubArack's army retreats. This Crypt Fiend was able to slip by as well. Ooh, we're gonna have Temple of Damned being constructed for AnubArack. No Sacrificial Skull just quite yet for Lucifer. He is going to be remaking those Crypt Fiends and Obsidian statues. So right now, AnubArack has a good idea of, you know, diversifying his unit composition, but because of that diversity, he doesn't really have a solid army in a certain aspect. I mean, right now Lucifer, what is his certain aspect? His aspect's more on range DPS, and I would say some sustain with those double statues. On the other hand, AnubArack only has one statue. Nope, two statues now, never mind. Did balance that out, but he doesn't have that many Crypt Fiends. And it will eventually come down to focus fire. No matter what kind of diversity you have, constant focus fire from those Crypt Fiends is more than enough to take one down. And yes, even an abomination, you could say, especially with that Orb of Corruption to add it in as well. This shade is going to keep track of Lucifer's army, and this is going to allow AnubArack to creep a little bit more comfortably, as he does know where his opponent is. Lucifer is going to spot this, and it does find out that AnubArack has a Flute of Accuracy on that Lich, so that is going to be even better DPS for his Crypt Fiends. And a Staff of Silence has been picked up on that DK. Probably will be kept as well in conjunction with that Dark Ranger's silence. So it's going to be like back-to-back silences. Lucifer is going to be the first one to break supply. Yes, he is. He's going to be first one to break upkeep. And he is getting himself his abominations. And even more Crypt Fiends. We have Scourge Bone Chimes available for the DK, as well as the Staff of Silence. So yeah, more conjunction with the Dark Ranger's silence. The main question is he going to keep that Scourge Bone Chimes, as there's pretty much only the Skeletons, Abomination, and DK itself taking advantage of that additional lifesteal. Obviously, if Lucifer finds himself in some gold problems, he will sell that immediately, but seeing as he just has so many skeletons, or had so many skeletons, he will keep that, and they will have the TP Frost Nova on top of that Corrupt Fiend, and they will go with the Dark Minions from that Black Arrows. Banshees are currently out, but they do not have Master's Training, therefore they do not have enough mana for that anti-magic shell. AnubArack's Lich is being focused down, but was able to use that invulnerability potion. There we go with a Destroyer in the air for Lucifer, able to absorb the Skeletons, I believe, and there we go, the Abomination quickly being taken out by those Destroyers, and there we go, Curse is doing a ton of CC against Lucifer, and that is going to force him to use that TB scroll, and AnubArack is going to live for quite some time. Obviously he is at a disadvantage compared to the food supply of Lucifer, as well as upgrades, I believe. Corrupt Fiends and Destroyers are +2, so when your opponent has more units as well as upgraded units, then obviously you're not going to do very well. And we have a second Flute of Accuracy on that Dark Ranger. Unfortunately they do not stack, so one of them is probably going to be forced to sell it for that bountiful 200 gold. Is that a third statue? No, it's not. A second statue. Apparently one of the Destroyers was killed earlier on, so yeah, Dust of Appearance is going to be used, taking out that Shade. There we go with the Frost Nova as well. A little excessive, but just in case, really. Obviously Lich did use Dark Ritual to regain that mana from the skeleton, but yeah, still kind of excessive. More shades are being produced. Master's Training is about to be completed. This skeleton is going to spot that this camp has yet to be cleared, and AnubArack is going to be making the move first. Right now Lucifer is about to get to level 4 on that DK, and level 3 on the Lich, level 4 on the Lich, and level 3 on that Dark Ranger. +9 attack thanks to those double boots. And there we go with this engagement right now. Staff of Silence, or whatever, is being used on both sides. And there with the Destroyer for AnubArack, was able to absorb a lot of skeletons, and there we go once again. Surprised that these Corrupt Fiends have yet to whip AnubArack's Destroyers, and this is going to be a bad fight for Lucifer. I mean, he is focus firing very well, but the anti-magic shell is going to prevent that Lich and that Banshee from being focused down by those spells. And there we go once again, another Corrupt Fiend is going to bite the dust. Abomination lost for AnubArack, but level 5 is going to be gained on AnubArack's DK, so he will be able to provide level 3 death coils for the undead army, or his undead army. And there we go with the second Destroyer for AnubArack. DK for Lucifer quickly bursted down, but was able to escape with 100 hit points. And there we go with the absorption once again. 2 Destroyers for both players. This stash is going to be taken down, and a vulnerability potion is going to be used on that Lich. It looks like AnubArack is going to be the first one to retreat. It is 3 heroes and 3 units versus 3 heroes and 2 units. But it looks like the Lich is out for vengeance. He does have a boost of speed. There we go with the Frost Nova on that Lich. He has no way of getting back home except for that TP switch, which was probably the best timing I've seen in a while. Or not, maybe. I'm not sure.
A player's forces are
Out of the way, more statues replacing these Destroyers. more Crypt Fiends to replace the Crypt Fiends, and we still have more Banshees on the way as well. What item is that? That is going to be a pair up the Vitality, I believe. Or maybe the Circlet. Either or, it doesn't really matter. They both can be purchased from the shop. And they're pretty much the same price, I believe. 150 gold each. That is going to be a Ring of Regeneration. Obviously a very, very powerful ability, or not ability, item for that DK. Complementing very well with that Unholy Aura, which is currently level 2, and AnubArack's army is in chase. Skeleton's probably going to be absorbed. There we go, the absorption from those destroyers. This destroyer, ooh, not sure what he was doing, lagging behind the main army. And the food supply is currently 48 versus 49. AnubArack is 1 ahead, and he does have +1 creature upgrades, but Lucifer has +2, and but no abominations. Halted Gold Mine is going to be lost for both players. AnubArack kind of has a couple more seconds left, which I am surprised about. Either way, it looks like these acolytes are moving on to this particular gold mine, and AnubArack might actually be thinking of expanding as well. Quickly taken out. Talisman Invasion is going to be picked up from that for that DR Dark Ranger. But will it be enough? Who knows? 15% evasion is worthwhile to keep, but overall not really that reliable. It looks like Lucifer's taking this gold mine instead of this one, so not sure what's going on. Maybe just
player's forces are under attack.
It's going to be less predictable to take this one. I mean, obviously this location is going to be scouted immediately. Obviously AnubArack is aware of the gold mine being run out, and there we go with the big fight. Oh, I do apologize for missing this, but doesn't look like much has happened. There we go, the Lich quickly being focused down. Probably will be forced to use that invulnerability potion right now. Is he? He does have one. He's going to use it. There we go, the Death Coil. I'll see. You don't need an invulnerability potion to prevent death. You can use it to prevent damage, but that is not going to be happening. And the Lich for Lucifer is going to use it before AnubArack's. Still, AnubArack's pretty much been the one who has been retreating. The Lucifer has just way too many destroyers. This DK can't heal himself, so he is quickly being chased. Dark Ranger is going to... not Dark Ranger. Dark Ritual is going to be used once again. Lich is still plentiful in terms of mana, and there was this fight once again. Frost Nova on that DK, so level 5 on Lucifer's DK, while AnubArack loses his level 5 DK himself. This Lich is going to be Frost Nova as well, so a level 5 Lich also taken down. GG from AnubArack, and Lucifer is going to take this game. To be honest, I have nothing else to say. This has been a long replay, so hopefully the next two will be very short. It is going to be Seokhyun versus Music, and then the winner of that series versus AnubArack. So I'll see you guys next time, and take care.